What's happening, everyone? Art here, and today I'm bringing you a progress episode on our Volvo 242 build. Now that one's been on a little bit of a pause, waiting for a lift to open up at the shop, and it's been hanging out on our frame table. And today we're able to move it, but before that we got to finish a couple little things: transmission tunnel, some exhaust work, and buttoning up that rear end. Then we're going to transfer it over to the lift and start stripping things down. So the engine and transmission have to come out, and the engine bay needs quite a bit of attention. Now, all of this is a scramble to get it done for a local event, the Drive Cartel Modest Show this weekend. So we've got about 3-4 days to button everything up. I'm going to go out there, see how far Andrew's gotten. We'll pass it off to Max and see if we make it for the event this weekend. has been prioritizing the Volvo build all week long. And as you can see, the engine and transmission are out of here, and this gives him room to finish up all the odds and ends in here. So basically he's cleaning everything up with a little bit of Steel-It, doing some finishing welds, and then eventually we're getting ready to make some cover plates for either side here. Once this is down on the ground and all cleaned up, it's gonna look incredible. But what's really gonna look incredible outside of the car is the engine and transmission itself. We haven't really had a chance to see this outside of the vehicle for a few months, and we've done a lot of custom stuff to it, as well as just really assembled it into one unit. So I got Gary out here. He's gonna give us a bit of a breakdown. Now, we did already talk about the individual pieces of this in a past episode, which I'll put right up here.
Like you said, we have kind of talked through the individual components on here. Dan at PRE put this motor together. If anybody knows who that is, dude knows what he's doing when it comes to 2Js. It's got a bunch of real street goodies in it, so right parts built by the right guy. Turbos, yep, a couple big precisions on there. And then the highlight of this thing, I think my favorite part is the manifolds that Max built. I think he did a heck of a job with them. He really got the turbos tucked in nice and tight. The intakes look good. The way they kind of ramp up over the top, you know, kind of fools you into thinking there's some sort of equal length or something, but you know, just a real good packaging job that he did. Ultimately, we'll probably wind up doing some heat shielding over the top of these to kind of keep the heat away from the hood. But I mean, you can see how tight this thing ran to it. There wasn't a lot of room down there. And to run two big 3-inch down pipes into a 3.5-inch system, it's just a lot of tubing, a lot of big stuff.
We've gotten to see this come together, and it's been really awesome to see it in the car. It just shows you how tight the spaces are Max has to work with, especially now seeing it outside, how all this piping routes. And the big catalyst for this was Brian wanted a twin turbo setup. It would have been a lot easier, given the space constraints, to just do a single big turbo, one exhaust pipe, one wastegate, but we really doubled up on everything.
You look at the wastegate plumbing, you know, I mean, could have copped out, dumped them to atmosphere, but I mean, no, you know, bellows are in there, everything's right. I know somebody's gonna comment on wastegate priority. Have at it, everybody. Go ahead and debate it. The fact of the matter is, these turbos aren't gonna demand a lot of wastegate time. We're gonna run these turbos pretty hard. This thing's gonna make some power. The next thing we gotta get into will be oil plumbing. While this thing's out, it's gonna be way easier to do that now than trying to do it when it's in the actual car. So we got some feed lines, some return lines. You can see we made a little split to dump the twins back in with some big drain lines on them. We got a little bit to do with the heater pipe or the coolant pipe coming around the back to make it, the outlets on it line up with where the heater core goes into the actual Volvo up there. Then this thing's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, and we're even sending out parts like the subframe that we made and the engine mounts out to powder coat, which is kind of a sign of some of the end steps for an engine like this. Eventually we'll do a final mount and then wire it up, and this isn't that far from starting up. Right now our goal is to catch this event this weekend, so we're going to be scrambling to get all this stuff done. The powder has to finish up, Max has to finish up the stuff in there, and then this has to go back in. Now, if you guys are curious to see that episode, we are going to be posting it, so make sure you're following along. Make sure you like the page and the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.